What would you do if you discovered your family heirloom was worth a fortune? In this jaw-dropping episode of Antiques Roadshow, a guest learns the staggering value of their Titanic memorabilia. But instead of cashing in, they make a shocking decision. Stay tuned to find out why this priceless piece of history is staying put and the emotional story behind it. It was a day on Antiques Roadshow that defied expectations. Usually, it's the guests who are left speechless, reeling from the surprising value of their family treasures. But on this particular episode, it was the expert Hilary Kay who was completely taken aback. The reason? Not a rare painting or a historical artifact, but a heartfelt letter and a powerful story that had been a family secret for over a century. The guests, a brother and sister, had come to the show with a letter their father, Sidney Daniels, had written. The letter itself was a simple, personal document, but the story behind it was anything but. Sidney wasn't a celebrity, a historical figure, or a captain. At just 18 years old, he was a plate washer aboard the Titanic on its ill-fated maiden voyage in April 1912. The show, a rerun, took on a deeply emotional tone as Sidney's daughter began to share her father's incredible tale of survival. It wasn't about the monetary value of the letter. It was about the human experience behind it, a story of an ordinary young man caught in an extraordinary disaster. A hero in the chaos, she described a terrifying scene. It was a Sunday night. Sidney was sound asleep when he was jolted awake by a banging and shouting. It was the night watchman, and everyone, still groggy, thought it was just a drill. It wasn't until he got up on deck that the horrifying reality began to sink in. Officers, realizing the gravity of the situation, turned to him and gave him a life-changing assignment: go to these cabins. His mission was to rouse the sleeping passengers, a task that proved incredibly difficult. Some were dismissive, echoing the widely held belief that the ship was unsinkable. Others, concerned for their children, worried about the cold and refused to go up on deck. But Sidney, a teenager thrust into the role of a hero, persisted. He helped the children with their life jackets, ushering them toward safety. As Sidney's son took over the story, a vivid picture of the chaos and desperation on board emerged. Hilary Kay, the expert, couldn't help but chime in, acknowledging the unimaginable scene as people realized there weren't enough lifeboats. A fight for survival. Sidney's job was to get people into the lifeboats, but time was running out. The water was rising relentlessly, reaching his knees. He made a split-second decision. It's time to go. He dived off the side of the ship, swimming frantically away to avoid the powerful suction that would drag the ship down. He found a lifebelt, but fearing it was too close to the ship, urged another survivor to swim with him. They swam toward a distant star that Sidney believed was a sign from his mother. Eventually, they found an upside-down life raft and managed to cling to it. Exhausted and on the verge of giving up, Sidney said, "I'm tired. I want to go to sleep." But the other man, knowing what that meant, responded with a chilling warning. "Don't go to sleep, lad. If you do, it will be your last." To stay awake and alive, they spent the night singing hymns, clinging to hope as they waited for rescue. A priceless legacy. The letter Sidney had written was still tucked in his uniform pocket when he jumped from the Titanic, a testament to his miraculous survival. The artifacts, the letter, the story, the memories had a profound effect on Hilary. She called the item extraordinary, acknowledging the unique power of anything connected to the Titanic to stir emotions and curiosity. After a pause, she offered her valuation. "We're talking about around £10,000 is the realistic value." It was a significant sum, and most guests would have been ecstatic. But for Sidney's children, the letter was worth far more than money. Their response was immediate and unwavering. "It's very nice, but it's not going out of the family." They had no interest in a sale. Instead, they had a different, more meaningful plan. "It's going to a museum," they declared, ensuring their father's incredible story would live on and inspire others for generations. This was more than an antique, it was a legacy. A reminder that sometimes the true value of an item isn't measured in pounds or dollars, but in the stories and the human spirit it represents. It's a powerful lesson that some things are simply priceless. This incredible decision to donate the items to a museum wasn't just about preserving history. It was about honoring a father's incredible legacy. Sidney's story is a powerful reminder that heroes aren't always found in history books. Sometimes they're ordinary people who rise to an extraordinary occasion. He wasn't a celebrity,